And today we have Delores Elder-Jones back because you have requested to see her again. If you missed Dolores's earlier interview around mentoring and seizing opportunities, you want to go back and check out that interview. That was one of my earlier interviews, Delores Elder-Jones, and it was called Seizing Opportunities. Very special person. She's one of my mentors. So I am not going to spend a lot of time chatting because I need to give her as much time as possible. Also, later in this particular video, I'm going to announce the winner of Ren Toby's book, Suited for Success. I'm going to announce that and then tell you what the November giveaway will be a little bit later on. But I don't want to keep Delores holding on for too long because, you know, she's always in demand. And the question that I'm going to pose to her is whether forgiveness is necessary for healing. Does healing require forgiveness? So forgiveness is a really worthy virtue. We know how important it is. And we will be exploring the concept of forgiveness with my remaining guests throughout the end of the year, really looking at it from different angles. But anyway, like I said, I need to stop talking and I need to bring Delores on because, you know, she always has something special for us. And there she is, Delores.
Hi, Denise.
Hello, we're so glad to see you. How have you been since the last time we took this journey together, since our last interview?
Oh, I've been wonderful. You see, I got a haircut.
Yes, and I'm loving your haircut, honey.
Well, it's all off, but that's the way it's going to be.
That's right. Well, you know, hair does this thing like growing back. It has a way of doing that. So
yeah, it does. It does.
So before you know it, it'll all be back.
If it goes back and this we're still going through this pandemic, then I will have dreads.
Oh, okay. And we want to see that look too. We want to see that too. So listen.
Okay.
So Delores. Oh, we have Sarah. Sarah just joined us. Sarah is she's one of my super fans from Pakistan. And she says, how are you? She loved your last interview.
I saw all of her comments the last time. I said, oh my God, I'm getting comments from Pakistan. Yeah, she's wonderful. Till I said, hello there.
Yes, we're both doing fine, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that you're in a very different time zone. It's probably tomorrow morning where you are. I don't know.
Oh, I bet it is early there. It was like 7 hours. 8. How far? How many hours?
I don't know, but she'll probably tell us in a few seconds because she's very tuned in. Whether I'm doing an interview or not, Sarah stays in touch with me, which I really, really appreciate. I appreciate all my viewers. And my viewers appreciate you, Delores Elder-Jones.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I've been really concerned about the healing that we need as a nation. I've been concerned about healing that families need because, as you know, we've been going through some difficult times and it's been causing friction within families. I was just talking to a girlfriend the other day and she says, my husband and I never talk politics because we're on different ends of the spectrum. So there are all this friction, all these schisms that are happening out there. And I thought, you know, healing is something that we probably need to talk about through the rest of the year. Healing in our relationships. So the very first, oh my goodness, Sarah just responded. She says it's 2 a.m.
Oh God. And she's up?
That's how badly she wanted to talk to you.
Oh my goodness, she's up. Oh.
So going back to healing, do you think healing is important? Do you think forgiveness is important to healing? That's what I want to explore in my next round of interviews until, 2021, I'll turn it around and do something else. But what do you think about
conversation with an octogenarian?
No one ever believes that, but okay.
But I am. But you're right. Healing. You have to heal if you're going to move on, especially as it relates to personal relationships. I mean, I had a disagreement recently with my grandson, but I'm waiting for him to apologize before I forgive him. He needs to.
Is that necessary? Do you really? Do
Yeah,
you really? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They need to apologize first. You know,
Uh-huh.
anytime somebody does something to me that I think is wrong for me, is against how I feel, something to hurt me, then they need to apologize first. Otherwise, I make them a non-person in my life. You know what a non-person?
Well, you can't, but you're not gonna make your grandson a non-person, though.
Oh, honey, I can do that. You can love her, you can love people, but not like them. Okay, that is a big difference. Now, in me, I love everybody. Believe
Right.
Sarah, I love you. I love everybody because that's just my nature. And I smile a lot and I grin a lot. But if a person who has done me wrong comes into the room and is still on my mind of what this person has done to me, I would look all the way past them. And like they are not even that they are invisible. Now that's horrible. I know that's horrible because let me tell you what I teach. This is what I teach young people like you guys, right? Okay, when somebody does something to you, you have to forgive them because healing cannot happen unless you forgive them. And not only that, if somebody does something to you and they make you really, really angry or really, really hurt you and they're trying to hurt you, that means that you have given them the permission to hurt you. And I choose not to give a lot of people. I mean, I don't give people permission to hurt me. I really do avoid things like that if I can. If you
Okay,
do
but
something,
okay, so let's sit right there. We would never really willingly give someone permission to hurt us, right? They do it. They may know where we're weak. They may know how we're vulnerable because we're close to them.
if
So they know exactly what they can say or do that would be painful.
but if we accept it, when they give it to us, if we accept it, then we are giving them permission. Because sometimes when somebody does something that I don't like, I I would smile, grin at them, and I would say something like, "Damn, what did you have for breakfast this morning?" Or something like that, because you cannot allow them that permission. If you give them that permission to do something to you, then it's going to hurt forever. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need that. That's a lot of baggage. You got to heal. That's a lot of baggage.
But you know, you say it'll hurt forever, but it possibly doesn't hurt forever if you find a way to release it and let it go.
Right, right. That's what forgiveness is. You have to let
Mhm.
it go. Because if you don't let it go, they know that you're still holding this in you. You're giving them that permission to hurt you even more. I mean, I've known some people that will do or say something wrong to you or hurt you or do something that you know is totally against you. And if they know that they've hurt you, they'll dig it in. It's like, pouring salt into an open wound. And
Mhm.
I don't let that happen to me, honey. I will tell them in a minute, if I see them, And another way you can heal, how you can make them embarrass them if they do something like that to you, act as if they haven't said anything. Just
Mhm.
ignore it. You might
Mhm.
you might feel it deep down, but and that causes you here. But if you ignore it, they don't know what's going on. They don't
Okay.
know. They don't know how you are feeling inside, especially
Mhm.
if you are carrying on the same way. If you are smiling, laughing and chatting with them, carrying
Mhm.
on the same way you did before they did whatever it was to hurt you. You know, they thought,
Mhm.
oh, did she hear what I said? Did she see what I did to her?
Uh,
Because You said,
Okay, so
you
let's say we don't give that power. We don't allow someone to see our emotions. Although we are feeling something inside, but for whatever reason, we've chose not to express any emotion. We chose to ignore it.
right,
What do we do when they come at us again? Because some people have the intention, their intention is to hurt you.
right, right,
So they're going to come at you again, maybe with something stronger.
right. They do. That's when
Mhm.
that's when you make them a non-person.
Okay.
Not their non-person. You really have to physically not acknowledge their presence in any situation, and they'll think you're really, really crazy. Let me tell you what happened to me. This happened to me last year. I wrote a lady had a Facebook page that was a religious page, and she wrote something on there, and one lady that responded to it in a way that I didn't like. Well, when I put what I wanted to on there, because she was comparing racism to something that happened with what's the judge that was elected, Kavanaugh. She was comparing that to when Emmett Till was killed. And I told her, oh no, that's not even the same thing, and I said it in what I thought was a decent way. But the owner of the page she didn't block me, but she deleted my post, and she was a friend of mine.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
She deleted without discussing it to me first.
Right, right, right.
Now that pissed me off. That pissed me off big time. And
Uh-huh.
I copied her post and put it in my post and asked my Facebook friends, how would you do if somebody, took this? I copied the whole thing and put it
So
in there.
you couldn't let it go. You wouldn't let it go.
A lot of people agreed with me that it wasn't the same thing, and I was right to say what I said.
Right.
But let me tell you what I did. I did. I haven't wrote anything or liked anything on her page since then, and that's been a couple of years ago. Anyway, I ran into her at Walmart. I
Oh
ran
no, what happened?
at Walmart one day, and I looked right past her. She said, Delores, is that you? That's Dolores. I said, yes, I'm Dolores. She said, but this is not. I said, I know who you are.
What?
Anyway, what happened was I sat there, and I told her what she had done to me. And because I don't think she has this, you know what, as a friend, you know what, you should have called me first
Yes.
and
Okay.
discussed it
Uh-huh.
and told me, if I delete something of yours, Denise, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna call
Yeah.
you, Denise. Oh my God, this is
Little too
hard.
much.
Yeah,
Right.
it's too much for what I'm trying to project on my page.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then I would have understood, but
Yes. Yes.
I said anything and didn't say anything after that, and
Uh-huh. Right.
that bothered me. And when I saw her, I just walked on past her like I didn't even know who she was. And then when she said, "Is that Dolores?" Yeah,
So
yeah.
you couldn't forgive her for that slight.
Well, what I did, she asked for forgiveness, and she did because she said she didn't realize that she had done anything to upset me. She did. She's a sweetheart of a person. The only thing I don't like about it is she's totally Republican, and she's an African American woman too, man. But she's but I mean, that's your preference, you know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and and I understand the difference in the politics. but but
Okay.
but
So
but
so that was an instance where something happened. There was a slight. She
yeah.
didn't really intend, she says, to hurt you. And so you were able to let it go and you all had a laugh and moved on.
No, we didn't
Now,
laugh about it. We didn't laugh about it. She forgave
oh,
me. I mean,
okay, I added that part.
I forgave her, and then it took me a while after I got out. I was, this is silly, that you feel like that.
Okay.
But,
So
but
so
because
sometimes in order to forgive, We
Yeah,
have to think about it,
yeah,
and we might decide, well, you know what? I'm being a little silly. I'm taking this a little too far.
right. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what the deal is. That's what I'm saying. And this is one time I let somebody, because she was such a dear friend. She did. I did give her permission to hurt me. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, I took it inside, and this is something I rarely do.
Right.
You know,
But if
I
but if
don't.
she hadn't been a friend, if she'd just been sort of a colleague at work, it probably
I
you
would.
wouldn't have felt the same way.
Nah, I told her, get out of my face, child. You know.
Right. So it's usually the people that are close to us
Yeah,
that can hurt us, that can cause us trauma.
they hurt us. They hurt us, and we make a mistake by not asking them or telling them, you need to apologize to me because you did such and such. We need, if you are a friend of a person or a relative, I would say a friend of a person or a relative, close relative, you need to go to them and tell them what they did wrong. And then a lot of times people, like she did, she didn't even realize she had done anything wrong. I guess she was just protecting her space on Facebook, and that was the way she was. And
Okay, but what if there's intention there? Let's say it's a family member, you call them over and over again, and they just simply don't call you back. They are intentionally ignoring your call, which is sending you the message of they don't care about you. They're not interested in hearing from you. So
that
that's intentional,
that hurts.
right? It hurts.
I mean,
So is your recommendation to again say to them, that really hurts? They've got to know that it hurts. What is
right.
your recommendation?
I that happens. I've got one grandson that does me that way. He doesn't respond to my well, what I do is I usually hits him up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I even would text him or email him any kind of way I would, and he responds whenever he feels like it. And I ask him, and he tells me he's too busy. Now, how are you too busy to respond to your grandmother? No. But I realize that he's busy because he's a public figure, and he does he
Uh-huh.
is. So you know what I decided to do? I
What?
decided I'm not gonna contact him anymore.
Okay.
I'm not gonna contact him anymore. I'll wait till he contacts me, and then
Okay. So that way you're
I forgive him because he is busy. But
right.
there it should be a limit to your busyness when you've got
Yes.
an older relative that
Yeah.
like you need to contact at least once a year. You
Right.
know,
Right. And it's your grandmother. And
yeah,
we're all busy. We're
yeah.
all busy. So
Call and ask, have I had COVID or something?
right. 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 Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
I know
And
my grandchildren know I'm not gonna get COVID because I don't let them in my house, really, truly. The only
well, it
person,
sounds like you're being safe and you're being wise.
yeah,
So I think, just to sort of wrap it up nicely, what we've been talking about, and put a little bow on it.
okay.
Can you explain to us what happens, or do you have a view on what happens when you don't forgive, you choose not to forgive because you've been so hurt, you're just not going to forgive the person?
There's
What effect does that have on you, if any?
it takes energy, and you cannot expel that kind of energy. You got to you regain your life again. You've given whatever happened, you've given them permission to do it to you, and you got to regain yourself, your own life, because if you don't, you will go crazy. And I've never been eaten up like that. Folks tell me I grin all the time. You grin too much. And I'm serious about it. I'm always happy. When people, seriously, when people do something really bad about me, I'm gonna do one or two things. I'm gonna either let it go right then and there, or I'll make you a non-person in my life. and that's the way I handle it. If it's a relative, I can't make you a non-person in my life because you're already there. But I can ignore the hell out of you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to. Grandmama Didi is used to reaching out. I reach out to everybody in
Yes.
my family because I'm
Yes.
trying. I'm the oldest one in my family now, so I'm
Yes.
trying to keep family together, and I'm
Of
trying
course.
to, But if they don't dig it, then I won't reach out to you no more. You have
Well,
not
but
get on my
but
nerves.
yeah, well, that gets to the reciprocity that's needed in relationships. So that's something else, and maybe at some point next year we'll talk about that. What is reasonable to expect in a relationship?
Yeah,
It's certainly not always being the person that's giving and reaching out. There must be some reciprocity. So
but that's called respect, Denise.
yes.
When you're an
Mhm.
older person, you really, really well, you need to receive the respect from all of the young ones down there.
Yes.
They need to realize what you went through,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
respect you for that. So,
Yes. Yes. All right. So as we wrap things up, Delores, was there anything else you want to share with us? We understand that for you personally, sometimes you're forgiving, sometimes you're not, and your recommendation to us is that let it go, because otherwise you're giving that person power over your emotions.
and not only that, it takes a lot of energy, to get it, and you can't do that. But one thing you said on the show earlier today, you giving gifts away on your show.
Yes, yes. I'm so glad you reminded
Well,
me.
well, I'm gonna send you one of my calendars. Have I ever given you this?
Yes, I have that, but one of my guests might want it.
Well,
African American, what is that?
this is the African, but it's a perpetual calendar, and it has my picture on there. See down at the
Oh,
bottom.
yes, yes, we see. Beautiful,
But
beautiful.
I'll send you that. I might. Did I ever send you the book?
Yes, I have the book. Now, the book was written by your sister, right?
Right, but I'm the photographer on there.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm the photographer on the calendar too. All these pretty pictures you see up there.
You did all that. You're just a woman of just so many skills.
So
I,
I will send you a couple of calendars to give away.
okay, I certainly will, and I'll tell them it's from you, one of their favorite guests.
But what you need to do is remember to number one, let it go. If you can't let it go, make them a non-person in your life. Do not give anyone permission to hold you at that level for a long time because it hurts.
Yeah, because it hurts. It does. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you reminded me of the announcement I'm supposed to make. I interviewed a young man by the name of Randall Toby,
Oh,
and
okay.
Delores. He's a motivator, mentor, writer, speaker, and Randall wrote a book, or sort of collaborated with some other authors, and contributed to Suited for Success. And their stories, all written by men, around resilience and things that they've had to overcome as men. And they use this book to support young men, to guide young men, to show them that no matter where you started, you
Uh-huh.
can get to a different place.
Oh,
Your
wow.
beginning place does not have to be your end spot, right? You don't have to end that there. So the free book is going to Herman Bowles. It was
Oh,
random. Yeah, he was randomly chosen. He had to, do comments and things like that in order to get the book. So he's getting an autographed copy of Suited for Success.
oh, wow.
Yes. So I will send something to his email. And then also to the viewers out there, for November, I'm giving away Amazon gift cards too.
Oh, wow.
$50 each. So
What?
yes. So I'll put online some more information about that. So that'll be the giveaway for November. So, and then
Well,
whenever I get your calendars, I'll do that. Send those out in December.
let me know so I can share. You give away $50 gift cards. I'll share that.
Okay, I'm gonna put some details online. So
Okay. All
thank
right.
you again, Delores. We always
Oh,
enjoy you. And Sarah Noor says, "Hey, Delores, I like your necklace."
oh, thank you. I tell her I was trying to hide my wrinkly neck.
No, no, honey, you don't have any wrinkles on that body. Um, let's see, and Sarah also wrote, the biggest thing is when someone knows it's their fault and they apologize. So
Yeah.
apologizing is important. It's
Very,
just that we don't always get the apology. So sometimes I think we have to forgive without it.
yeah,
So
sometimes.
yeah.
You do that.
Oh, stop it. Stop. You say that's on me, right? If I were to do that.
I know. I
Okay.
know.
Okay, very good. Well, we're going to sign off. And Delores, again, thank you as always for your time. And thank you, viewers, for being supportive and work on forgiving in your relationships. Okay?
All right. Thank you for having me and have a good Thanksgiving Day.
Yes, yes. All right. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone that celebrates Thanksgiving out there. Bye bye. Until next time.